Hello everyone, I welcome to all of you. I am Dr. M.K. Devre, Associate Professor and Head of the Department of the Physics, KTHM College, Nasik. Now today I am going to deliver a lecture on solid state physics for the TYBSc class. Now dear student, in the previous lecture we have seen about the free electron theory of the metal. Now we have seen the three theories related with the free electron of the metals. The first one was the classical free electron theory, the second one was the quantum free electron theory, and third one was the band theory or the zone theory. Okay, now students, today we are going to see about the Hall effect, the Hall voltage, Hall coefficient, and the mobility and the Hall angles. Dear friends, now in this lecture we are going to see some object related with the Hall effect. The first object is to identify the reason for the production of the Hall effect, to draw and explain the observations made by the Hall effect, to define the Hall voltage, to define the Hall effect, to draw the neat label diagram to demonstrate the Hall effect, to draw and identify the outcome in the absence of the magnetic field, to draw and explain the effect of the Lorentz force, to draw and explain the region of creation of the Hall field, to draw and prove the Hall force is equal to the Lorentz force. Dear students, now we are going to see in details about the Hall effect. The Hall effect was discovered by the Edwin Hall in 1979. Then what is the basic thing is given in the Hall effect, or what is the basic thing observed by the Edwin Hall in the Hall effect? The Hall effect is nothing but the production of the voltage difference across an electrical conductor transverse to an electric current in the conductor to an applied magnetic field which is perpendicular to the current. Friends, basically the Hall effect is nothing but the production of the voltage difference across an electrical conductor in which the electrical current which is passing through the conductor which is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Friends, the Hall observed that when a magnetic field is applied at right angles to the current carrying conductor, a voltage is developed across the conductor at right angles to both the direction of the current flow and that of the magnetic field. Now friends, now in this figure we can see here the electric field is applied between the two ends of the conductor by using the suitable voltage applied across the two ends of the conductor, and the magnetic field is applied which is perpendicular to the direction of the current flowing through the conductor. So simply the Hall observed that due to the application of the magnetic field which is right angle to the current carrying conductor, now then voltage is developed across the conductor at right angles to both the direction of the current flow and that of the magnetic field. Now in this figure we can say that now when the voltage is applied across the conductor, the voltage is developed across the conductor which is known as the Hall voltage, and the production of this potential difference across that the conductor due to the application of the applied magnetic field, and this phenomena is known as the Hall effect. The value of the Hall voltage depends upon the strength of the applied magnetic field and the current passing through the conductor. Friends, now consider here the rectangular metal slab carrying a current density say as the Jx in the positive direction of the x axis. Means here by applying the suitable potential difference across the two ends of the conductor, now there is the flow of the electrons from negative terminal to the positive terminal of the battery, and due to that there is the flow of the current from positive terminal to the negative terminal of the battery, and here we are considering the current density, that is the Jx here. In the absence of the magnetic field, the conduction of the electron drift with the velocity say as the Vx in the direction of the negative x axis. Now that means in the absence of the magnetic field, when we apply a suitable potential difference across the two ends of the conductor, that times the electrons start to move from negative terminal of the battery to the positive terminal of the battery, that is from one end of the conductor to the another end of the conductor. That times the electrons will collide with the atoms of the material, and due to that it gains some kinetic energy, and you will get the average velocity, and here that average velocity we are considering the drift velocity. So in the absence of the magnetic field, the electrons will reach from one end of the metal to the another end of the metal conductor with the drift velocity, and that is say as the Vx here. Now when a rectangular metal slab placed in a uniform magnetic field of the induction say as the Bz, which is acting along the z axis. Now when you will apply the magnetic field which is perpendicular to the direction of the flow of the current in that conductor, now then due to that the magnetic field, a force called the Lorentz force causes the electron to deflect in the downward direction, and as a result the electrons are accumulate on the lower surface, producing the net negative charge on the negative layer of the charges on the lower surface of the conductor. Now that means here, due to the application of the magnetic field exerts some force on the electrons, and the electrons get deflected in the downward direction. That force is known as the Lorentz force, and when the electrons deflected in the downward direction, that times the number of negative charges or the layer of the negative charges will be number of negative charges will be accumulated on the lower surface of the conductor. So there is the formation of the layer of the negative charges here. Now the direction of the Lorentz force, it is given by according to the Fleming's right hand rule, and according to the Fleming's right hand rule, the direction of the force or the force acting on the electron which is in the downward direction. Now that means here, in case of the right hand rule, suppose if we consider here, now then the thumb indicates the direction of the force here. Now this stretched finger or the pointing finger indicates the direction of the current, and this finger indicates the direction of the magnetic field. Now then in this case here, the direction of the current in this direction, so in this case here the direction of the force which is in the downward direction. Now then when the number of electrons deflected in the downward direction, at that time simultaneously a net positive charges will be appear on the upper surface of the conductor. It is due to the deficiency of the electrons. Due to that, what will happen here? The presence of the opposite charges on the opposite faces of the conductor creates a electric field, and the direction of the electric field which is in the downward direction, and that field is known as the Hall field. So now in case of that, the upper surface there are the layer of the positive charges, and at the lower surface there is the layer of the negative charges. In between these two charges there is the formation of the electric field which is in the downward direction, and that electric field is known as the Hall field. The magnitude of the Lorentz force producing a charges accumulation on the negative direction of the y-axis. Now then, when the magnetic field, due to the application of the magnetic field, the force acting on the electron, it is given, that force is known as the Lorentz force, and it is given by the FL is equal to be the E into the Vx into the Bz, where the E is the charge on the electron, the Vx is the drift velocity, and Bz is the magnitude of the magnetic induction applied perpendicular to the direction of the flow of current. Now then, the Hall field is created by the surface charges, produces a force which opposes the Lorentz force. Due to the Hall field, it exerts the force on the electron, and the direction of the force which is in the upward direction, that is, it is opposite to the Lorentz force. And when the accumulation continues until the Hall force completely cancel the Lorentz force. So, you will get the equilibrium condition, and at that equilibrium condition, the magnitude of the Hall force will becomes equal to be the magnitude of the Lorentz force here. Now that means here, when the number of charges will be get accumulated, the positive charges will be get accumulated on the upper surface, and the number of the negative charges will be get accumulated on the lower surface. Now that times the magnitude of the force created or the exerted by the electric field will be increases, and at equilibrium condition, now these two forces becomes equal, that is the Hall force is equal to be the Lorentz force. So we can write here the FH is equal to be the FL, and by substituting the values of here, the force due to that the electric field on that the electron, it is given as the E into that the EH, where E is the charge on that the electron, and EH is the electric field intensity, and it is equal to be the Lorentz force, and that is equal to be the EVx into the Bz here. Now then, by cancelling the charge on both side, we get here the EH is equal to be the Vx into the Bz. Therefore, by writing or by expressing this equation in terms of the drift velocity Vx, so the Vx is equal to be the EH divided by the Bz. Therefore, we know the equation of the current density, the equation of the current density or the current density, we can write it in terms of the number of electrons present in that the conductor, charge on the electrons, and the drift velocity of the electron. So that Jx is equal to minus Ne into the Vx. Now here N is the number of electrons present in that the conductor, E is the charge on the electron, and Vx is the drift velocity. Now the negative sign here indicates that the direction of the current and the direction of the drift velocity which is in the opposite direction. So the Vx that is the direction of the drift velocity which is in the negative direction of the x-axis. Now then, by substituting the value of the Vx now in equation number the 4, so we get here from equation number 3, the equation number 4 becomes the Jx is equal to be minus Ne into the Eh divided by the Bz. Therefore, by rearranging this equation, we get the Eh is equal to be minus in bracket 1 divided by the Ne into the Bz into the Jx. Now in this case here, the ratio 1 divided by the Ne is the constant, because the number of electrons present in that the conductor and the charge on the electron or the charge of that the electron, we know that it is constant. So we can write the equation number 5 as the Eh is directly proportional to the Bz into Jx. So we can say that, or this equation shows that the Hall field is proportional to the magnetic field and the current density. So students, you have to be remember here that the Hall field is proportional to the applied magnetic field and the current flowing through the conductor. Now then, here the constant of proportionality. Now in equation number 6, we can write here the RH is equal to be the minus 1 divided by the Ne, and this constant of the proportionality is known as the Hall coefficient. So from this equation we can say that the Hall coefficient is inversely proportional to the density of the charge carriers. Now we can write here the Hall coefficient in terms of the magnetic field, the electric field and the current density from the equation number 6, that is RH is equal to be the EH divided by Jx into Bz. Now thus Hall coefficient or the Hall constant we can define as the ratio of the electric field strength produced per unit current density to the transverse magnetic field. So student, now in this lecture the thing is you have to know about the Hall coefficient. So remember the expression for the Hall coefficient, how we can write the expression for the Hall coefficient in terms of the charge carriers and in terms of the electric field, magnetic field and the current density. So the unit of the Hall coefficient we can write by taking or by writing the unit of the magnetic field, the electric field and the current density. The unit of the electric field is the volt per meter. We can write that the current density in terms of that the ampere, the magnetic field having the unit Weber per meter square. So the unit of Hall coefficient is the volt meter cube per ampere per Weber. We are going to see the next unit related with the Hall effect, and that is the mobility, the drift velocity. So now in this lecture we are going to see some object such as to define the drift velocity, to write the equation to show the electron mobility, to define the mobility, to write the proof of Hall angle, to draw a diagram to show the Hall angle and to list the application of Hall effect. Now friends, now when we apply some potential difference across the metal conductor, now that times the electric field is in between the two ends of that the conductor or the two pieces of that the conductor. Now when due to that the electric field, the electrons start to move from one end of the conductor, that is from the negative terminal of the conductor to the positive terminal of that the conductor, and they are moving with the average velocity, and that average velocity is called as the drift velocity. Therefore, the drift velocity we can express it in terms of the mobility and the electric field. So the Vx is equal to be the mu into Ex here. Now here that the mu is the mobility of the charge carriers and Ex is the electric field between the two ends of that the conductor. So we can express this equation in terms of that the mobility, and the mobility, that is the mu is equal to the Vx divided by Ex. Now here the mu is known as the electron mobility, and it is defined as the velocity acquired by the current carrying the particle per unit electric field. So remember about what do you mean by the mobility and what do you mean by the drift velocity. Now initially we have seen what happened at the equilibrium condition. At the equilibrium condition, the two forces becomes equal, that is the Lorentz force becomes equal to the force produced by the electric field, and at that times the Vx is, we can express the drift velocity, that is the Vx is equal to be the Eh divided by the Bh. Therefore, substituting this value, the value of the Vx in equation number 1, so we can express the mobility E in terms of the EH divided by the BZ is equal to be the mu divided by the EX. Now expresses it in terms of the mu, so the mu is equal to be the EH divided by the EX into the BZ. Now but we have already obtained the equation of the Hall coefficient, and we can write again that equation, the RH is equal to be the EH divided by the JX into the BZ. By rearranging this equation, so we get the RH JX into the BZ is equal to be the EH. Now here by substituting the value of EH in the equation number 3, so we can write the expression of the mobility, that is mu is equal to be the RH into the JX into the BZ divided by the EX into the BZ. Now by cancelling the term BZ, so we get the mu is equal to be the JX divided by the EX into the RH. Now we can write this equation in terms of the mu is equal to be the sigma into the RH, and now here the term sigma is equal to be the Jx divided by the Ex, and the sigma is known as the electric conductivity of the specimen. So we can express the electrical conductivity in terms of the current density and the applied electric field. Therefore, the equation number 3 becomes the mu into the Bz is equal to be the Eh divided by the Ex. Now, this ratio, that is Eh divided by the Ex, now we can express it in terms of the phi, and the phi is equal to be the mu into the Bz, or it is the ratio of the Eh divided by the Ex, and this phi is known as the Hall angle. So, in this unit you have to be remember about the mobility. Now, when the mobility of the charges, that is the mobility of the electrons, once you apply the electric field across the any conductor, now that times the electrons start to move from the one end, that is the negative end of the conductor, to the positive end of the conductor, and they moving with the some drift velocity. Now then we can express the mobility in terms of the drift velocity and the electric field also. Similarly, we can express or we can obtain the expression for the electrical conductivity in terms of the current density and the electric field also. And finally, now we can express the angle, that is the phi, it is known as the Hall angle, and it is the angle between the two vectors, that is the one vector of the electric field and the second vector, that is one is along the x axis and one is along the y axis. Now then friends, now if we measure the Hall voltage across that the conductor due to the application of the magnetic field, now then by using or by measuring the Hall voltage, now there are the some applications of the Hall effect. Now first, the Hall, by measuring the potential difference across that the conductor produced due to the magnetic field, it is used, the first one is to determine the polarity, that is the sign of the current carrying charges can be determined by using the Hall effect also. The second application is to determine the carrier concentration, that means here the charge density in that conductor can be determined by using the Hall effect also. The third main application is that the mobility of the charge carriers can be obtained. That means here, due to the application of that the electric field, the charge carriers becomes mobile, and its mobility can be determined by using the Hall effect here. The friends, I want to give some assignment on the Hall effect and the mobility and the Hall angles here. Now the first is you have to identify the reason for the production of the Hall effect. The second is to draw and explain the observations made by the Hall. The third is define the Hall voltage. The fourth is define the Hall effect. The fifth is draw the need level diagram to demonstrate the Hall effect. The sixth is to draw and identify the outcome in the absence of the magnetic field. The seventh is draw and explain the effect of the Lorentz force. The eighth is draw and explain the reason for the creation of the Hall field. The ninth is draw and prove why the two forces are equal, that is the Hall force and the Lorentz force. The 10th is to write a proof that shows the Hall field is proportional to the magnetic field and the current density. The 11th is state the Hall coefficient. The 12th is to show that the Hall coefficient is inversely proportional to the density of the charge carriers, and the last is to define and write the equation of the Hall coefficient or the Hall constant. Now all these this total assignment is based on this topic, those I have taken, that is the Hall coefficient, Hall effect, the Hall coefficient, the mobility and the Hall angle. Friends, now in this lecture, now what we have seen? Now we have seen about the Hall effect, that means how there is the production of the Hall voltage due to the Hall effect, how there is the Lorentz force produces. Now then how we observe there is the production of the Hall voltage, and how we can obtain the expression of the Hall coefficient and what do you mean by the Hall coefficient. And also we have seen about the drift velocity. Now that is due to the application of the electric field across the conductor. The electrons are moving from the one end of the conductor to the another with some velocity, and that velocity is known as the drift velocity, that is the average velocity. Now due to that the velocity, the charge carriers becomes mobile, and we have also seen about the mobility of these charge carriers, that is the electrons. We have also obtained the expression of the electrical conductivity of the specimen in terms of the current density and the applied electric field. We have also obtained the expression for the Hall angle in terms of the electric field having the components which are acting along the y direction and the x directions. In the next lecture, we will see in details about the energy bands in the solids. Now that means what are the different types of the energy bands are available in the solid, such as the conduction band and the valency bands.